now my mind is like, okay, who could potentially wield, if this is another devil fruit, which I'm going to assume it exists, who could potentially be a wielder of this fruit? Now, I have two people come to mind immediately for me. One, I think actually fits. It's tough. This is tough. I see some narrative connections to two different characters. I'm going to start with probably what's more people's the most obvious one, which is Dragon. Okay. Dragon, the world's most wanted criminal. So obviously, he's the direct opposition to the celestial dragons. That is literally what the Revolutionary Army, they are pitted directly against the celestial dragons. Zaza is something that the celestial dragons fear just as much as the D clan and of fear Nika. So having the leader of the force that directly opposes the celestial dragons, having this fruit would make sense to me. And we've seen him arrive with a storm. Most of the time it's associated with wind. So that's where I'm like, wind. But like when he does show up in Logtown, there is like a storm. And I believe when he first shows up in the manga, it does rain, if I'm not mistaken. So please let me know if I'm mistaken on that. But I think I'm right. So he always like shows up with like a storm. Now it's mostly been wind, but we also don't know if the god of rain is specifically limited to just rain, or is it also other forms of weather on top of it. And that's how he could be utilizing the wind. So there's one option, which I'm totally cool with, would make sense why the government not only is he the leader of the Revolutionary Army, but he also wields a power that they are absolutely terrified of. So that to me would warrant why they have him as the most wanted criminal in the world. So there's one. The second option is someone who I referenced at the beginning of this exploration, which is Vivi. There's a lot of interesting potential ties here with Vivi as well. So one, and this may seem like kind of simple and dumb, but Vivi's hair. Her hair is blue. It's like the color of water. So there's one thing. She's from Alabasta. Alabasta is the sandy island. She brought the rain back to Alabasta when they won at the end of the arc. There's the whole dance powder stuff, making it rain. There's also the naming here of Zaza, Vivi, Lily, TT, all of the like it's the same naming scheme. It's like the two letters repeated again. Could be coincidence. I don't know. But having the rain god be associated with the princess, well, now the sovereign of Alabasta, and possibly in the past with Lily as well, like the people could have worshiped or prayed to the rain god on a desert on the sandy island. They've always had an issue with it not, it's a desert. It's rain. They need rain to survive. And that was the whole impetus that Crocodile decided to latch onto to sow the seeds of revolt. So we have the hair, we have the connection with Alabasta and the Sandy Island. But then on top of it, we have Emu's obsession with Vivi as well. So obviously there was a connection in the past with Lily as well, and now there is Vivi. So it might just be a whole amalgamation of things. And on top of it, Zaza, it appears in god form to be a woman. Now that doesn't mean that Dragon can't have it, but it may lend to going specifically to a woman. So that's my thoughts on Zaza, where she could potentially be lurking and who may potentially come to wield the power, because I would be surprised if this is like the only time we see Zaza and it's just from this. It could be. This is just could be a cool way of Oda showing us the other gods in the, pantheon of the One Piece world, but I think it's deeper than that. So those would be my two. Those would be my two best candidates for potential rain gods.